In this here nondescript packaging is the Wuben X4. It's small, rechargeable, magnet mounted, and claims to replace about 3 other lights you probably already own. If you're still scrambling for a last-minute Christmas gift for an outdoor dad, this one might actually make sense. Today I'm going to show you what it actually does, where it shines, and where it doesn't, so you can decide if it belongs in your kit. This isn't a hype video, this is a field check. Durable dads, brothers from other mothers, and sisters from different misters, thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, I'm Mike, and I review gear the way it actually gets used, by dads who split their time between family, work, the outdoors, and fixing things in bad lighting. This channel isn't about desk reviews or tactical fantasy setups. It's about real gear used by real people in real conditions. So if you camp, work outdoors, spend time in a garage, or just want gear that doesn't let you down when you're tired, this review's for you. And with Christmas right around the corner, this is one of those tools that will actually get used after the wrapping paper's gone. So here's the thing about flashlights. Flashlights are one of those outdoor dad items you just can't seem to have enough of. Like ways to start a fire, good knives, a healthy variety of knives is both necessary and good, proper tools for your kit, and flashlights. You don't think about flashlights very much until you really need one. And when you do, the wrong light suddenly becomes a problem. Whether that's digging through a truck at night, setting up camp late, tending a fire, or trying not to wake the house up on a 3 a.m. snack run, lighting matters. A good light disappears right into your routine. A bad one gets sworn at. The Wuben X4 kind of sits in an interesting middle ground, somewhere between a big dedicated torch and a headlamp. And that is what makes it worth looking at. Hey kids, Durable Dads here, bringing you real gear tests, dad-approved tips, and adventures that actually work. If you're one of the 86% watching but not subscribed, hit that button. It's one click for you, and it keeps this party rolling. Okay, let's get down to business, shall we? So you can tell from the box that this thing isn't monstrous to begin with. Okay, it's maybe hand size, a little bit more, and that's with the packaging. Anyways, I can't wait to open this up and rip it open. Excellent. Let's get her open. Okay. Woot. What do we got? Oh, the packaging's super simple today. Right on. Bubble wrap. Hours of entertainment right there. Take a look at the packaging for the X4. 1500 lumens max output. 205 max beam distance. 205 meters. Okay, that'll cut right through it. And they call this the easy carry light. All right, handy dandy knife. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that polluting the scene. This open. Do. They always have a little bit of that. Here we go. Always nicely packaged. These are mostly order online. And this one comes straight from the rep. Good looking box, nicely packaged. Okay. Now, are you going to make me think about it? Yep, a little bit. Okay, thanks for using Wuben. Well, you're welcome. Instructions, will maybe not. Look at those later. Okay. And I like the fact, okay, USB-C cables. I've got about 6 billion of them, so one more won't hurt me. That, and of course, again, another lanyard. This is something I actually appreciate. Lanyards tend to get caught on things, but when you're hanging on to things, or you're doing some finicky work, or there's a possibility of it being nice and close to a lake, you're going to want one of these. Anyways, I'll throw that on later. Get that out of the way. So what do we actually have? Well, all right. So that's the size of it. Yeah, not huge. Perfect pocket size though. Again, comes with a clip. I appreciate that. So that goes straight on your belt or in your pocket. Now, my experience with Wuben is that they usually come with some kind of charge on straight from the factory. Okay. So, but it's going to be in a lock position first. Oh, by the way, interesting, cool feature. Another one I appreciate, magnet mount. That's going to be awesome when you need both hands for doing something like taking off tape. So, perfect. There's the two lights, the flood. I think that looks like a battery indicator. And of course, a control. So what do we got here? We have the slider. It's in the lock position. Light. Probably flood. Torch, perhaps? Do not know. Anyways, let's see if this sucker works. Okay. All right. I might need charge. Need to do something here along with this. Okay. So let's see where I can always mess with this later. Okay, I don't see where the recharging port is. So that might be... Okay, I'm going to get... this is going to be another shoot, like I like to do. So, again, with a fresh unbox, I didn't do a whole lot of research, but I know there's going to be something there that's going to let you get to it. Or it could be that because I don't see a USB charging port straight off, unless that's under there, lock, unlock, then chances are the battery is going to be much like the X4 and actually slide out and take a charge. I will look at the schematics in a minute, but the first thing I want to do is, okay, hand size, fits really nice in. It's going to be easy to use either like this, but my guessing is because it's got these nice ridges, you're going to want to have it like this. And it's going to be pointed that way. Cool design, nice and boxy, but still incredibly ergonomic. Again, let's do a pocket check. Perfect, fits right in there. We'll clip on the belt. My initial, the initial response, first impressions, as they like to say in the review field, is that it's a good feel. It's compact. It's very cool. I'm not going to have a problem storing this or clipping this anywhere. It's going to be lightweight. So this is something that is definitely everyday carry. Anyways, let me cut this a bit short, fool with it, and I'll be back with a little more info. So, yeah, instructions. Anywho, I took a second to read these, and it becomes pretty obvious pretty quickly. So I'm going to do a mode test, like more on when this goes out in the field a little bit later. For right now, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. So what I was doing wrong here is this. Okay, so you've got a lock for the battery. This is a battery. I haven't found the USB charging port yet, but that'll be next. Anyways, you need to slide this little lock up to unlock. Push down this little button here. Okay, did I lock it? I must have. Bob's your uncle. There was a little bit of tape over top to keep the integrity, so I removed that. Here's your battery here. It's a rechargeable, replaceable battery. So in we go. Bam. There it goes again. Let's lock this puppy up. And again, up here is your lock. So let's take it. There's locked. Now, first position, there's your side light. Okay, which you've got your dial up here for volume or for higher wattage, and that changes the RGB, which is pretty cool. So you've got a side light, the red one's to keep your night vision going. So if you need just a little bit of light, perfect. Again, this isn't the right lighting to really have this shine. Okay, next setup. Press again, and it's your flashlight. So, which is your lower setting of flashlight. Okay, and then up here, so you got flashlight, you got your flutter, your torch. Okay, and this one, I think I'm going the wrong way. Maybe not. Okay, let's press again. See if we can get turbo. Anyways, that is what gives you your brightness. I had it working a second ago. Anyways, I will play with this again after, and again, your off and on button. And I think what happens is you get both lights, maybe, yep, both lights on that one, and then your selection again. So I will play with this, and I'll be able to give you a quick rundown when we do a field test out in the boonies, or close to the boonies, a little bit later. Anyways, that is the basics. That is the opening. I will find you the charging port and let you know where that is pronto. Okay, moving on. So a couple of quick asides before we move on here. The charging port, found it. So you take the slider, the locking slider, and move it all the way up to the top, and it reveals the USB-C charging port. Perfect, nice and easy. The second thing I'd like to just quickly say is that out of the box, cold open, reading no instructions, this thing is far more easy to use and to figure out intuitively than either the H4 or the G5. I like that. So that immediately makes this much more of a grab and go and use kind of operation. Love it. All right, now that you've seen what comes in the box, let's talk about what this thing actually is. So the first thing that jumps out is the size. This isn't meant to replace a headlamp or a full-size flashlight. It's meant to be with you, in a pocket, in a truck console, clipped to a pack, or tossed in a camp bin. For outdoor use, that matters, because the best gear is the gear you actually bring with you. So use case, the controls are straightforward once you spent a little bit of time with it. There is a learning curve, but it's not complicated. It's just unfamiliar at first. What matters more is how it's used in the real world. Most of the time, you're not trying to light up a forest. You're trying to see what's in front of you, clearly, without blinding yourself or, anyone else. That's where the mix of flood, spot, and hands-free options are actually going to start to make some sense. Out of the studio and out into, well, not the wilds, a little bit more of the conditions that you'll probably face. So let's give this thing, the X4, a proper field test. All right, it's in lock position. We'll go up one. We'll hit the button. Boom, we've got the side light, if you can see that. We're going to cycle through a little bit. This is kind of neat because of the blocky way that it's built. You can lay it on its side and it'll function as a stationary kind of side light. Pretty funky. I haven't fully mastered how to get the different light on it too. Maybe it's that. Okay, so double quick clip and it gives you the strobe. The beacon, so we turn it off. Let's do a hold down. Okay. Oh, and then you can do the adjustment of its brightness for the white light. That's pretty cool. Remember, the dial is up here, which is something that you're going to have to get used to. Oh, and that still changes it. That changes the intensity. Okay, that's enough of that action. Let's go and change settings. Okay, so the next one is the regular light. Now, an interesting feature is that every time you change the settings and move the clicker up, It shuts it off. Okay, so this is the regular light. So let's see what a double click does. Okay, that turns on the turbo. That is pretty bright. You're looking at the grasslands around us. Okay, maybe the occasional coyote if you see one. Okay, let's try turning up the intensity. It just turns it down. That's up, and I'm guessing that's okay. That's turbo. That's about as bright as it's going to get. Let's see what we can do if we hold it down and see what happens. Nothing. On. And then turbo mode. Okay. That is pretty great. That will show you what's in front of you for sure. Very nice. This is it as a trailhead in the Lac du Bois area in the grasslands around the local. Okay. Setting 2. Let's go. So it goes from side light, boop, up 1. It's your regular light. Up 1 more. Let's see. That's moonlight. Okay, that's what they call is moonlight. Let's press it twice. Nothing. Just turns it off. Let's hold it down and see what happens. Nothing. So this is moonlight. So this is probably the very lowest setting and probably where you're going to get the longest light longevity out of your unit at a full charge. The nice thing about this is that it doesn't kill your night vision. It's very light. It's inobtrusive. It's just enough to see what's in front of you and what's not. Just enough to move around. Probably this is the setting that you're going to want. The moonlight. Okay, so another additional feature, having read the instructions, is that let's back it back up to regular light. Okay, so the second one is your regular light. Now this has a little paddle on the back, a tactical one. It's called the tail one. Okay, there we go, found it. So a neat feature about that is that'll just give you a quick little, and then if you hold it down, you can see, and it's super bright. Okay, so momentary, but you hit it twice, and yeah, instant rave. That's aggressive. You're going to be using that only in emergency situations, but it's there. All right, so that's a quick little rundown. I'm going to go back, I think, to moonlight mode. Like that a lot. That's pretty neat. But yeah, let's see what the hell we're up against. Okay, that looks good. That is plenty of light, the 15,000 lumens. I quite like it. And again, you can set it down to whatever setting suits your fancy if you want something a little less aggressive. Or you can bring it back up to, yeah, let's blind ourselves. Now I'm going to see if that's on turbo. 1. Okay, what if you hold it down? Well, that's enough messing around. You get the idea. I'm not here to teach you everything or to blind myself or to give you a nice tour of duty. Again, this is something that you can quickly just learn yourself with a little bit of playing around. There's lots of neat settings, but again, that would be a full review. My recommendation, grab one of these suckers, and it feels good, by the way, in your hand, and try it out for yourself. All right, here's the honest takeaway. The Wuben X4 isn't for everybody. If you're looking for a single light to do absolutely everything, this probably isn't it. But if you want a compact, reliable utility light with magnet that works for camping, outdoor tasks, truck use, and everyday dad life, the X4 earns its place. This is the kind of light that makes sense in a Dadventure kit, a bug-out bag, a get-home bag, or a truck kit. Not because it's tactical, but because it's dependable, compact, and useful when things aren't ideal. It's a support tool, and support tools are often the ones you reach for first. So the info you came for. Does the Wuben X4 earn a spot in the Dadventure Kit? Yeah, it does. I personally like it. It fits. And as a Christmas gift, especially for an outdoor dad, This actually makes a lot of sense. It's reasonably priced, easy to order online, and still available without a ton of last-minute scrambling. More importantly, it's practical. It's not a gimmicky unit. It's the kind of gift that quietly becomes part of someone's routine. Alright, if this review actually helped you, hit the like button. It actually helps more than you'd think. If you want more real-world gear tests, camping kit breakdowns, and dad-approved outdoor reviews, consider subscribing. Links to the Wuben X4 are down below if you want to check it out. This is me keeping the coffee warm and the gear dirty, and shining a light on outdoor dads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there. Peace out, Scout.